Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a young woman named Lina. She worked in the grand palace as a cooking servant. Every morning before the sun rose, she woke up, tied her hair in a neat braid, and hurried to the kitchen. The kitchen was always warm, filled with the smell of fresh bread and roasting meat. Lina's job was hard. She washed vegetables, stirred soups, and baked pies. The head cook, Mistress Greta, was a strict woman who never smiled. "Hurry up, Lina," she would say. "The king's dinner must be perfect." Lina never complained. She loved cooking. She loved the way the butter melted on warm bread, the way spices made the stew smell delicious, and the way she could turn simple ingredients into something magical. But she also knew that no one in the palace noticed her. To them, she was just a servant. One evening, the palace was busy with a grand feast. The king and his lords sat at long tables covered in golden plates and goblets. The servants ran around, bringing roasted chicken, fresh fruits, and honey cakes. Lina was carrying a tray of hot soup when she heard two noblemen whispering nearby. "The king is in danger," one of them said in a low voice. Lina's hands trembled. She wanted to hear more, but she had to keep working. Who would believe a simple servant, anyway? Later that night, Lina was asked to bring a special drink to the king's table. She carefully picked up the golden goblet filled with red wine. But just as she was about to serve it, she noticed something strange. The surface of the wine looked different. It shimmered, almost like oil. Lina had seen something like this before. Mistress Greta once warned her, "Some people put poison in drinks to harm others. Be careful." Her heart started beating fast. What if the wine was poisoned? What should she do? Lina took a deep breath. She knew that if she was wrong, she could be punished. But if she was right, she could save the king's life. She stepped forward, knelt before the king, and said, "Your Majesty, please forgive me, but I think something is wrong with your drink." The great hall fell silent. Everyone stared at her. The head guard frowned. A mere servant dares to speak? The king raised his hand. "Let her speak." Lina swallowed hard. I think someone put something in your wine, Your Majesty." The king's eyes narrowed. He called for his royal taster, who took a small sip of the wine. Moments later, the taster gasped and clutched his throat. "Poison," he choked out. Gasps and whispers filled the room. The king turned to Lina. "You have saved my life," he said. The palace guards searched for the person who tried to harm the king. Soon, they found a traitor hiding among the nobles. The king was grateful to Lina. Instead of sending her back to the kitchen, he made her his royal food taster. Lina still worked hard, but now she was important. The king trusted her, and for the first time, she felt seen. She was no longer just a servant, she was a hero. And so, Lina's life changed forever. She remained in the palace, watching over the king's meals, always ready to protect him. And from that day on, she was never just a simple cook, she was a guardian of the kingdom. Like, share and subscribe for more stories.